Welcome. You are listening to Aftersight. This recording is intended solely for individuals who are blind or have low vision.
Thank you for joining us for Audiophile Magazine, read by Sarah. We'll start off today with some biography and memoir title reviews. Hereafter by Amy Lynn, read by Amy Lynn. Amy Lynn's husband was running a virtual half-marathon when he dropped dead for no discoverable reason. He was 32 years old. She was left absolutely broken. Lynn's performance of her memoir, told in vignettes of meeting and losing Curtis, is so staggeringly beautiful that it will break your heart. Her grief is so obviously raw and her memories of their life together so full of love that it is astonishing the author was physically and emotionally able to read the work aloud. Curtis recognized Lynn as a writer before she identified herself as such, making her feel seen and loved. Lynn teaches us, or reminds us, that sitting with someone in their sadness is far more helpful than a futile attempt to distract someone from their grief. It's available from Zippy Books, 3.5 hours long unabridged. Trade edition digital download for $11.19. I Heard Her Call My Name, a memoir of transition, by Lucy Sante, read by Lucy Sante. Memoirs are often the best when they're read by the author, and Lucy Sante's intimate and poignant account of her journey from assigned male at birth to female presenting is sometimes raw, sometimes soft, and altogether genuine. Her own voice delivering vignettes from her life resonates with authenticity. Sante's lifelong success as a writer comes through in her near-poetic storytelling without being saccharine. What kind of voice defines a woman? Sante addresses this and answers it by unapologetically being herself and sharing why she chose, among other decisions, not to hire a vocal coach. Listeners who are curious, those who love people who are transitioning, and those who simply enjoy a well-told coming-of-age story will enjoy this audio. It's available unabridged from Penguin Audio, 6 hours long. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-059-382-9806 for $17.50. Books on Tape has the library edition. Digital download, ISBN 978-059-382-9813 for $57. Splinters, Another Kind of Love Story, by Leslie Jamison, read by Leslie Jamison. Essayist and novelist Leslie Jamison chooses the tone and pacing of her narration as carefully as she selects the details of her powerful writing. These qualities, along with her candidness, invite listeners deep into her memories, which include the flower-filled hospital room where she stayed after delivering her daughter, and desperate internet searches for relief from her infant's continual crying. Descriptions are sometimes visceral, but Jamison blends them with wit, humor, and lyrical imagery that allow a bit of distance. Jamison's transitions can be fast, but are always discernible and intriguing, whether she's speaking of growing up, motherhood, divorce, dating, book tours, or single parenting during the pandemic. Her loneliness, guilt, and grief are mitigated by the insights and self-compassion she finds by the audio's end. It's available from Hachette Audio, 8.5 hours unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-166-8620359 for $24.99. This American Ex-Wife, How I Ended My Marriage and Started My Life, by Liz Lenz, read by Liz Lenz. Liz Lenz narrates her memoir about the end of her marriage and the start of her new life as an ex-wife. While Lenz had been told that the end of her marriage would be the end of her family, she soon discovered that leaving her unhappy marriage gave her more fulfillment and love than she had ever had before. Using her personal experience as a springboard, Lenz delves into the historical and contemporary perceptions of divorced women and their place in society. Lenz's narration is not overperformed or stilted, flashy or showy. Her informal and personable delivery works well. It's available from Random House Audio, 7.5 hours long unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-059-382-8441 for $17.50. Books on Tape has the library edition, digital download, ISBN 978-059-382-9813 382-8458 for $76. The House of Hidden Meanings, a memoir by RuPaul, read by RuPaul. Pop culture drag star RuPaul's soft narration opens with sensory details but evoke the power of memory. His gentle voice allows listeners to enter early scenes of his life in San Diego that are not always easy. Waiting for his father who never shows up, arriving home for lunch to find a locked door. Within those scenes are wise reflections about the world around him and his place in it, especially when he goes to Atlanta and finds his tribe. As his evolving eccentricities gain him popularity, RuPaul leads listeners through eras of disco punk and new wave music. His candid warmth is an invitation to accompany him as he discovers fame, love, sobriety, and, most importantly, his unvarnished self. It's available from Harper Audio, 7 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-006-326-3932 for $27.99. And now we move on to contemporary culture titles. You Get What You Pay For, Essays by Morgan Parker, read by Morgan Parker. Writer Morgan Parker, winner of the National Book Critics Circle Award, performs her latest work, a collection of essays that revolve around religious trauma, mental health, racial justice, and life as a single person in America. Her ideas are crafted with precision, and each piece in her collection feels intimate. Her performance further expresses her complex feelings, giving her ideas additional emotional weight. As she describes her long struggle to achieve mental health, listeners can hear her fight to hold on, to keep seeking help. This audiobook is a beautiful example of the magic that can happen when an author personally performs her essays. It's available from Random House Audio, 5.75 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-3790120 for $17.50. Also available from Books on Tape, Library Edition, digital download, ISBN 978-059-3790137 for $57. H is for Hope, Climate Change from A to Z, by Elizabeth Colbert, read by Eunice Wong and Elizabeth Colbert. Structured alphabetically by topic, this audiobook, a climate change primer, is a brief but pithy listen, as narrated primarily by the gifted Eunice Wong. Colbert delivers the foreword in Section Z. Wong's performance is first-rate. She narrates crisply with the right pace and style for science. And Wong gets Colbert. She captures the award-winning author's talent for research, commitment to direct reporting, and remarkable ability to decode complex concepts into understandable stories. The A to Z format allows the author to access the real successes of alternative energies, affordable wind and solar power, and to candidly detail the global challenges that rising temperatures and tides pose. Her thoughtful Chapter O, for Objections, clarifies the sheer scale and scope of the problems that humankind faces. It's available from Simon & Schuster Audio, 1.5 hours, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-179-175003 for $9.99. Crossings, How Road Ecology is Shaping the Future of Our Planet, by Ben Goldfarb, read by Malcolm Hillgartner. Malcolm Hillgartner epitomizes a fine non-fiction narrator. He lets these often disturbing stories of road ecology, annals of roadkills, reveal themselves in an understated way. A master of pace and cadence, his tone works with the dramatic statistics provided. About 1 million wild animals perish daily from cars. 40 million miles of road ring the planet, and the fires in Australia in 2019 to 2020 killed 1 billion animals. Hillgartner's crisp storytelling style illuminates this powerful audiobook. Goldfarb has written an insightful work on the little-known science of road ecology and demonstrated how most roads, parkways, and interstates were planned with only the motorist in mind. His timely audiobook notes new designs that allow animals from white-tailed deer to turtles to cross thoroughfares without endangering life and limb. It's available from Highbridge Audio, 11.75 hours unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-169-6613156 for $24.99. The Case for Open Borders by John Washington, read by Pete Cross. Pete Cross presents this deeply reported and thoroughly researched audiobook with the seriousness it merits. His well-paced narration captures the author's passion for migrants and thorough critique of the governments, corporations, and media that demonize them. He maintains a journalistic tone as the text traverses the globe, sharing the stories of those who have experienced the dark sides of immigration, children separated from parents, desperate people turned away, and violence in the name of sovereignty. Author Washington reminds the listener of this country's immigrant history and uses data to debunk the ideas that migrants bring drugs and ruin communities. Washington spells out more than 24 recommendations to improve matters. These surely run against the tenor of the times, but are worth hearing and considering. It's available from Dreamscape, 8.75 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-166-665-4387 for $48.99. The Backyard Bird Chronicles by Amy Tan with a foreword by David Allen Sibley, read by Amy Tan and Evan Sibley. Author-narrator Amy Tan takes up birdwatching to counteract the negativity and discord in the world. Tan is a joy to listen to, a charming and warm presence, with a dollop of self-deprecation as she chronicles her learning journey. She exudes joy and wonder as a hummingbird feeds from her hand. There is anguish when, to avoid spreading a disease among the pine siskins, she removes the feeders, but the birds continue to fly about the yard looking for food. When Tan figures out a way to stop the birds from wasting good seed, the sense of triumph she feels at outsmarting those wasteful creatures is clear. Listeners should be sure to check out the beautiful sketches by Tan included in a PDF with the audio. It's available from Random House Audio, 6.5 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-382-4726 for $20. Books on Tape has the library edition. Digital download, ISBN 978-059-382-4733 for $95. And now we move on to business and personal growth titles. Learning to Love Midlife, 12 Reasons Why Life Gets Better with Age, by Chip Conley, read by Chip Conley. Chip Conley's narration of his own words of wisdom, drawn from personal and professional experiences, research, and stories of others, challenges listeners to rethink their approach to midlife. Speaking at a good pace in a friendly and encouraging tone, Conley addresses specific realities of aging, prompting listeners to answer questions, rephrase their self-talk, reach out to significant others, and identify what to let go of. He suggests that listeners learn to look at midlife like the metamorphosis of a caterpillar into a butterfly. Conley candidly shares his experience of managing cancer and navigating other low points in his life. Listeners will come away with thought-provoking ideas and the inspiration to tackle them with a renewed growth mindset. It's available from Hachette Audio, 5.25 hours unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-166-863-5391 for $18.99. Somehow, Thoughts on Love by Anne Lamott, read by Anne Lamott. Anne Lamott narrates in her natural speaking voice, sincere, conversational, and authentic, with a slightly nasally tone and sometimes choppy cadence. An accomplished storyteller, Lamott charms her audience with intensely personal love-themed vignettes from her own life, managing to make them universally relatable. Lamott is not talking about romantic love, but rather the love that grows from community. She eschews the prevailing American fixation on rugged individualism, noting that the harmony of life cannot be sung solo. Lamott celebrates community, a group of people who value and support one another, as the only way to experience the call and response of love. It is, Lamott assures us, always there for the asking. We would be wise to follow her examples. It's available from Penguin Audio, 4.25 hours unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-382-4733 3828892 for $17.50. Books on Tapes has the library edition, digital download, ISBN 978-059-382-8908 for $66.50. Our Little Farm, Adventures in Sustainable Living, by Peter Wohlleben and Miriam Wohlleben, translated by Jane Billinghurst, read by Michael Langan. Michael Langan's narration infuses curiosity and delight into this memoir and guidebook on sustainability. The authors moved into a 1930s lodge when Peter accepted work as a forester in northwestern Germany. Langan's gentle, uplifting tone captures their enthusiastic but not fanatical attitude during their quest for self-sustainability and small-scale farming. Through his encouraging and candid narration of the Wohllebens' journey, including the lessons learned and practical advice on factors to consider when establishing a farm, Langan evokes the profound pleasure and satisfaction they derived from nurturing and connecting with nature. The Wohlleben family's heart-warming story serves as an inspiring and insightful listen for all nature enthusiasts. It's available from Tantor Media, 6.5 hours long unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 979-835-088-9307 for $15.99. Library edition digital download, ISBN 979-835-088-9314 for $39.95. Cool Food, Erasing Your Carbon Footprint One Bite at a Time, by Robert Downey Jr. and Thomas Costigan, read by Robert Downey Jr., Thomas Costigan, and Deepti Gupta. Robert Downey Jr. teamed up with prolific climate change author Thomas Costigan to write and narrate a fun yet impactful audio guide to choosing food habits that will cool the planet. The passionate duo seek to popularize a new climate-friendly food category, cool food, to represent the best edible options for producers and consumers. Downey Jr. is an absolute riot to listen to, whether popping in with a fast fact in each chapter, reading a vegetarian recipe, or describing how his own family eats. Costigan's scientific expertise carries through his soft-spoken performance, which contrasts well with Downey Jr.'s pops of narrative energy. Experienced voice actor Deepti Gupta enjoyably narrates much of the audiobook, bringing an international tone to a production aiming to effect change globally. It's available from Blackstone Audio, 6.25 hours unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 979-821-2511070 for $16.95. Also available as CD or MP3. Blackstone Audio has the library edition, digital download, ISBN 979-821-2511063 for $49.95. Also available as CD. Feel Good Productivity, How to Do More of What Matters to You, by Ali Abdaal, read by Ali Abdaal. Listeners familiar with Abdaal's YouTube channel will instantly connect with his familiar voice, accent, and dynamic delivery. Listeners who are being introduced to Abdaal will quickly respond to his speaking style. He offers a new way of thinking that listeners can apply to transform their lives. Drawing from scientific research, diverse case studies, and personal anecdotes, Abdaal asserts that it's not that success leads to feeling good, but that feeling good drives success and productivity. He provides listeners with practical experiments they can implement and then decide whether to add to their productivity toolkits. Abdaal's enthusiastic narration resonates, inspiring listeners to become amateur productivity scientists. Informative, motivational, and entertaining, this audiobook delivers an enlightening perspective on productivity. It's available from Macmillan Audio, 5.5 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-125-028-9803 for $19.99. And let's finish off with some young adult titles. Just Another Epic Love Poem, by Pareeza Akbari, read by Nikki Masood and Elena Ray. Nikki Masood narrates the first-person story of Iranian-American Mitra, who has little expectation of friendships when she enters a Catholic school. But 4 years later, she and her best friend Bee have written 13 books of poetry together and fallen in love. Masood's narration realizes the vulnerability of a girl full of questions. Can she allow her drug-addicted mother to re-enter her life, let go of past pain, protect her sister, permit herself to fully experience and reveal her queer relationship with Bee, and trust herself? Elena Ray delivers fewer sections but wholly embodies Bee, who has certainty and clarity about loving Mitra and about theatre and poetry. Throughout, Masood and Ray show their characters' belief in the truths of poetry writing and the poignancy of first love. It's available from Listening Library, 9.5 hours unabridged. Recommended for ages 14 and up. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-379-3763 for $25. Library edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-379-3770 for $63. A Tempest of Tea, Blood and Tea, Book 1 by Hafsa Faisal, read by Maya Soroya. Maya Soroya gives an expressive performance in this thrilling historical fantasy filled with vampires, action, romance, and tea. Soroya portrays Arthi Casimir in a smooth, deadly tone that highlights her fierce determination. Arthi's an outsider in Etenia, but she's created a safe haven in her tea room, Spindrift, where her crew serves the best tea to high society by day and blood to vampires under the cover of night. When Arthi discovers a threat to Spindrift, she plans a heist to help expose government corruption. Soroya moves easily into the points of view of Jin, Arthi's charming yet deadly brother, and Flick, a forger whose voice reveals her upper-crust background. It's a compelling story set in a richly built world packed with secrets, performed beautifully. It's available from Macmillan Audio, 11 hours long unabridged. Recommended for ages 14 and up. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-125-0865328 for $26.99. So Let Them Burn, Divine Traitors, Book 1 by Camilla Cole, read by Kamali Minter and Keeler Lee. 2 incendiary performances make this debut fantasy soar. 5 years ago, Farron became the Child Empyrean, a conduit for the power of the gods to overthrow the Langley Empire's hold on her island home. At 17, she's chafing at the title. An angsty edge to narrator Kamali Minter's voice distinguishes Farron from her scrupulous older sister Ilara, voiced by Keeler Lee with steely brightness. Ilara's dream of being a Drake pilot is quickly forgotten when a peace summit brings Langlish dragons to the doorstep of the palace. Bonds of family, culture, and politics are tested as both sisters forge strange new alliances and an ancient dark power looms. Both narrators rise to the challenge of the intense action and emotion that drives the story. It's available from Hachette Audio, 11.5 hours long unabridged. Recommended for ages 12 and up. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-166-863-6329 for $27.99. And that's it for me for today. Thank you for joining us for Audiophile Magazine, read by Sarah.
This is Aftersight, a community hub for audio news, entertainment, and resources.
Attention caregivers. Managing the care of a loved one requires resilience, patience, and a wealth of knowledge. To support you in this vital role, here are some essential tips to ensure effective caregiving. Prepare your space. Safety and ease of movement are paramount. Ensure your environment is adapted to meet the recovery needs of your loved one. Communicate effectively. Clear understanding between you and healthcare providers about medical needs is essential for cohesive care. Stay positive. A positive environment can significantly impact the healing process, fostering an atmosphere of hope and progress. Monitor health regularly. Keeping track of health developments allows for timely adjustments in care strategies, ensuring the best possible outcome. Embrace rehab programs. Rehabilitation programs can play a crucial role in building confidence and capability in those you care for. Organize medication administration. Accuracy and consistency in medication administration are critical for health and recovery. For those seeking additional support, the Boulder County Area Agency on Aging, BCAAA, offers invaluable resources. From access to durable medical equipment closets and home modification options to fall prevention strategies, BCAAA is here to assist in making your caregiving journey as safe and efficient as possible. Connect with a resource specialist today to explore how BCAAA can support your caregiving needs. Call 303-441-1617 or visit bouldercountyhelp.org and boco.org/caregiving for more information. Your role as a caregiver is immensely important, and you don't have to navigate it alone.
Do you work or frequently visit a high-rise office building? It's important to know what to do in case of a fire alarm. Your safety and the safety of others depends on it. First, familiarize yourself with the building's evacuation plan. The plan should be posted in high-traffic areas for easy access. Make sure you and your coworkers practice your floor's escape plan regularly. Remember, fire exits, doorways, halls, and stairways should never be blocked. If you notice any damaged fire safety devices, report it to management immediately. If the fire alarm goes off while you're in your office, remain calm and follow these steps recommended by the Illinois Emergency Management Agency, IEMA. 1. Feel the door with the back of your hand. If it's warm, do not open it. 2. Stay in your office and seal the cracks around the door with towels, clothing, or tape. Cover vents to prevent smoke from entering. 3. Call 911 and provide your precise location to the fire department. 4. Wait near a window and signal for help by waving a piece of clothing or using a flashlight. Even if the door feels cool, exercise caution. Stay low to the ground and open the door slightly to check for smoke or fire on the other side. If it's clear, follow your office's evacuation plan. However, if you encounter smoke or fire, return to your office and follow the previously mentioned steps. Once you have successfully evacuated the building, do not re-enter for any reason until the fire department gives the all-clear signal. Remember, being prepared and knowing what to do in an emergency can save lives. Take the time to understand your building's evacuation plan and practice it regularly. Stay calm, stay safe.
Welcome to Disability Minute, shining a light on topics relevant to the community. Is that dog wearing a vest a service dog, an emotional support animal, or just a house pet in a costume? I'm Ben Shargott with the Disability Minute. Service animals are specifically trained to help people with disabilities navigate their daily lives. They are exposed to many different stimuli from a young age and are trained how to react or not react to them. Emotional support animals, while not specifically trained to mitigate disabilities, can be particularly helpful for people with severe anxiety or similar conditions. Lauren Berglund, Consumer Relations Coordinator for the Guide Dog Foundation and America's Vet Dogs, explains where the issue lies.
Misrepresentation of pets by non-disabled individuals to take them in places that are non-pet friendly is where the problem occurs. Undertrained animals that do not have tasks and are not properly socialized.
Disability Minute is produced by people with disabilities at the Chicago Lighthouse. Learn more and listen to previous segments at chicagolighthouse.org/disability-minute.